Yo, what's up, movie people? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another review where today I'll be talking about Predator Killer of Killers that just dropped on Hulu a couple days ago. So let's get right into it. All right, I have to say I'm really happy and impressed with what Disney has been doing with not only the Predator franchise, but also the Alien franchise these last couple years because in 2022 we had Prey come to Hulu, which was an extremely huge return to form for this franchise. But it was a crime against humanity that I didn't get to see in theaters. It would have been so much better, but I watched it at least like two times on Hulu when it came out within like the first couple days. I'm definitely going to rewatch it this year before the new Predator movie. It was such a great movie. And then last year, Alien made a massive comeback with Romulus, which is already getting a sequel that is supposed to begin filming later this year. So hopefully we'll be getting the new one like late 2026, early 2027. And then later this year, we're getting a new TV show titled Alien Earth that looks terrific from that first trailer that came out a couple days ago, and another Predator movie later this year titled Badlands, which is coming to theaters. Thank God. I was getting worried that all the new Predator content was going to be just put on streaming and all the new Alien content was going to be coming to theaters, but thank God we have finally have a new Predator movie coming to theaters. So we're overall being fed with the Alien and Predator content, and I'm only kind of grouping them together because they both kind of died at the same time, and now they're both like having a big resurgence at the same time. And I couldn't be more excited, especially after finishing Predator Killer of Killers on Hulu, because it's another really good entry into the Predator franchise. And I know that a lot of other people are clearly loving it as well because the response, especially on Rotten Tomatoes, is extremely high. I think it's at like 97% right now. If you haven't watched it yet, turn it on right now. It is so good. It's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who also directed Prey, 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I think is still a very underrated movie to this day. And he's also directing Predator Badlands, which, as I said, is coming to theaters, I think, in November of this year. And this man is such a sick director, man. He has so many cool ideas that he's bringing to the scene. If you've seen Killer or Killers, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil what kind of ideas he put in this movie, but he is extremely detailed, and he shows that he really cares about these characters and this franchise. I mean, this man, I'm guessing he must have watched like the original Predator movies five times each. He seems really in depth with this stuff, and I'm only saying that because I haven't even watched all the Predator movies. The only one I have watched was Prey. I haven't gotten around to the other ones. I do own them, like a lot of movies I haven't watched. I haven't gotten around to it, but I do plan to watch all the other Predator movies. And I wouldn't be mad if he ends up leading this Predator franchise after all these movies that are just turned out to be huge critical successes. And I would like if he did that while Fede Alvarez continued leading the Alien franchise. That would be sick. If you didn't know it yet, this movie is animated, but I think it works in its favor. It's one of the, franchises and stories that I think that it kind of benefits from being animated because you can do so much more cool things with animation. Like, the Spider-Verse movies do so many cool things like that, but with kind of like a gory and action-based franchise, animation really does work better because if you're dealing with live action and these stories, once you watch this movie, you'll understand that a lot of this stunt work and stuff will look really CGI and really fake, but with animation, you can do so much more and it just looks great. And I really like this style. I know some people might not like this style. It's kind of a mix of, Spider-Verse and Arcane. It looks really interesting for me though. I thought the colors were really popping out of the screen and really vibrant. So I really liked it. And, I think animation is just a medium that just gets better and better with, each year that goes by. And this proves that this and the Spider-Verse movies are extremely rewatchable, and I think this one will be the same as it's pretty short. It's only an hour and a half long. I haven't talked about the story yet, and this is sort of an anthology movie of three different stories that all link up in the end, which is something that we don't see much of these days. And all three of these stories are really awesome to watch because they're all pretty different. They all take place in different time periods. I was trying to see how long each of them were. They're not all the same length. I think the first one's like 30 minutes, the second one was like 25, and the third one I think was the shortest at 20 minutes. You have like the first one being a Norse slash Viking one. I couldn't tell if it was like Norse mythology or something like that. And this the second one is like a Japanese one titled The Sword. And then the third one is a fighter pilot one. And then in the end, which is kind of like the fourth story. So there's kind of four different stories. It's, you know, them all coming together. And I'm not going to spoil how it comes together, but it's really interesting. But overall, I think all three stories, as I said, are great. If I were to rank them, my favorite one would be the second one, the sword one. I just love, you know, Japanese art styles and the swords that they use. I mean, katanas. It's great. My favorite show last year was Shogun. Loved all that. Second best, I think, would be the first one. It's the North mythology one. I really like the fight scene in that one, and the Predator kind of guy that's in that one is massive. I'm like, why is this guy so huge? But he's huge, and the way he gets taken down is really interesting. My least favorite one would be the fighter pilot one, possibly because it's the shortest one out of the three, I'm pretty sure. It just felt a little bit rushed, but I still did enjoy it. It kind of, you know, felt a little bit like Top Gun in the older sense. It's still pretty fun though to watch. My main critique holding back this film, don't worry though, I still really like this film. I give it a positive rating. But my main problem with it is that it's not a finished story in my eyes, as it really ends really openly, I'd say. I'm not going to really spoil the ending here, but the ending of this kind of made me feel like some people felt with the ending of Across the Spider-Verse. And that's what I would say. It kind of just, this movie feels like a part one to a part two that, you know, was already planned, but they couldn't make this movie any longer. So the ending didn't really satisfy me much. And don't worry, this movie also has a post-credit scene that takes place, you know, right after the end of the movie. Post-credit scene is really good. It leaves me wondering what's going to happen with this franchise, if it's all going to be interconnected. But yeah, I thought the movie overall was great, you know, but the ending, I think that if they added on another like 45 minutes to this movie and finished the whole movie and didn't end it like that, I would have extremely really loved this movie. But overall, I still think Predator Killer of Killers is another entry in this franchise that proves Dan Trachtenberg is the right man for the Predator movies. And if Badlands is also good, he should continue leading this franchise. The animation and fight sequences here are really detailed, especially with the blood and gore, but that added to the cool factor for me. I struggled to become attached to these characters with how fast the movie moved, and the ending felt rushed and too open-ended for me, but I still had such a fun time watching this, and it's different medium compared to the other Predator movies, and I think it worked perfectly. I'd really recommend you guys watch this one. As I said, it's a short watch, and it has a lot of action, a lot of predator fights, and a lot of predator kills. So it's a really fun movie. I'm gonna give Predator Killer of Killers a strong 7.5 out of 10. As I said before, this movie is on Hulu, and I do recommend that you guys go and watch it. If you enjoyed my review though, make sure you do smash that like button, as it is free to do so and it helps me out a lot. But also, if you did end up watching the movie, leave your own thoughts down below in the comments. I'd love to discuss it with you. But that's the end of the movie review today. I hope I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.